Welcome back to the Workbench After Hours podcast. My name is Keith, and I'm your host. This is where we talk about the firearms community, shop talk, and everyday life experiences. Welcome back, guys. So for Valentine's Day, we decided to allow our wives to do their very own podcast. So in this podcast, you're actually not going to see Chris and I. It's going to be our wives taking over. So my wife, Marie, and his wife, Kat, are going to do their own podcast. And
it's going to be scary.
We apologize in advance for whatever they say, but hope it's not too bad. So this will be coming out Monday for Valentine's Day. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And they're not too rated R or whatever. So
PG, hopefully, right?
I told them PG-13. We'll see. My wife doesn't have a filter, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening on Spotify or any podcast platform, just hit that follow button to help the channel out. And if you guys like this content, just let us know in the comments. And again, thanks for watching, but we'll turn this over to our wives for Valentine's Day.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Oh, no.
We got it.
We got this.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm just making sure it's tracking.
We're going to be angels.
They do not believe us.
No.
That's as they shouldn't.
Okay. I'm going to let you introduce.
Welcome to the Workbench After Hours. My name is Marie, and I am Keith's wife. And today I have Kat with me. This is Chris's wife, and we have completely taken over the show and plied the boys with lots of food. And I don't know what they're drinking down there, but I'm sure that they'll enjoy editing all of this once we're done. They told us to keep it PG-13. Good luck with that. So, Kat, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I think I'll start off with Chris now has to stop calling me the wife. I am Kat. Only because I've been with him for 17 years, and I dealt with the wife category all through his naval career, and I kept getting called the wife or Ian to Jess Moore's wife or something or another, and no one ever knew my name. So when he got out, I decided I have my name, I have my own self, and that's why I don't like being called the wife anymore.
Please tell me on your resume under military rank you didn't put military spouse. Pleplease tell me that you didn't do that.
Heck no. I will be honest in saying this, that when he first went, I was all about being in all those groups of military girlfriend, military fiance. I was all about that. And then as I got into it and I met other military spouses, I was like, I do not want to be like that.
Them bitches are insecure.
And I was like, I met some great ones that kind of taught me the ways of not being that. So that was great to learn from them because they had been in for so long. And so they kind of taught me, like, don't be they call them military dependopotamuses. I always laugh at that.
I have no idea what that means.
Military dependas, of which pretty much it's just like the women that stay at home and don't do anything. And like if something happens, they go, oh, well, my husband's a chief or my husband's this and I can't get in trouble. And so I was really good about not getting in trouble and spewing off ridiculous stuff like that. I had my own job. At one point when Chris was gone on deployment, I had 4 jobs. So I was kind of always very independent and didn't really fall behind his rank. I think the most I did that kind of everyone related to me with his rank and him being in the military was I was the FRG, what was it? Now I'm going to forget. Yeah, I was on the FRG board, and now I'm going to forget what I was doing.
It's going to come to you later.
It will come to me later, and I'll just be like, oh, that's what I did.
Damn it, that's what it was.
Secretary. Yeah, FRG secretary. So I had to keep minutes and stuff. Yeah, I think that's what I did. And so, and I helped with the homecoming of everything, but that was really about it. I tried not to fall into that category that people think is obnoxious. So, but yeah, that's why I do not like being called the wife. So that's number 1. Get that off of why. And then mostly about myself, we have the 2 boys. Chris has probably mentioned Mason and Ryder. I am a para for the school district. So I'm really about education. I did education at zoos. I've done education in a museum, and now I'm doing education in a school district. So I'm love teaching kids, and seeing their eyes spark up when they learn something new.
You and I differ in that. I do not love educating kids unless it's about their foul manners. That makes me want to punch them through the wall, but that's neither here nor there.
No, I like that. See, I need someone like you because I feel like I'm a little too easy about that. I'm like, that's not polite. You need to do it in a different way where I'm like, I need someone that's blunt like you. That's like, look, little child, please do not do that stupid shit and go that way. So that's, it's a little bit about me. That's what I do. You know, I think the hardest thing I'm dealing with right now is trying to separate myself from like wife and mom to my own individual self because I feel like that kind of gets lost. So it's now good that I feel comfortable being like, hey, can you babysit my children so I can go be myself and enjoy my friends? And
You have really gotten better about that since I met you.
I have.
When I met you like 6 years ago, like you wouldn't do that.
Nope.
And like, and I'm not dogging you for it or anything,
No.
but like
Yeah.
you literally like wouldn't get a sitter.
Nope.
Or anything that it's like, so
You're never going to see me.
like we want to hang out, but Keith and I don't have children.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll ever change. I like my fur babies.
Yep. Yeah. I get it.
I also like vacations and chocolate-free furniture. So
Yes.
there's also that.
Chocolate-free furniture. I cleaned up chocolate off our furniture today, actually, so that kind of makes me laugh.
Was it actually chocolate, or was it what my dogs consider chocolate out in the yard?
Oh no, it was actual chocolate. It was like, and you could see the imprint of the candy that it was.
Oh, well, that's
And
nice.
so like they sat on it. It was old M&M. Like you could see where like it sat, and then like it crusted, and then I had to clean it up. So.
Where's Keith when I need it?
Oh, there we go.
I did it.
So the boys always talk about what whiskey they're drinking. We decided we've already had
went with
a
champagne.
glass of. I want to like shout out this place. I think it's called Lab Dog Winery. Hopefully I don't get that name wrong. It's in Leavenworth and Lawrence, and I got a bottle of their wine at Christmas. I brought it over. We've already finished that.
Yeah, we did.
And now we're on champagne. Marie knows this. I'm kind of like a one and done, so I'm probably going to be really open because I've had wine and champagne.
PG-13, Kat.
Oh, I know.
PG-13.
The boys told us as they were leaving, it has to be PG-13. I'm like, I'll do my best.
Well, yeah, but they also told us that after there was a whole discussion about childbirth, and I might have mentioned to Keith that he might want to check out my Cave of Wonders now in case the circumstances change. He's probably going to edit this out.
No, yes. Yeah, check out the Cave of Wonders before people have children. Mine sure changed after Ryder. Mason was an emergency C-section, so not much change there. But Ryder really did me good.
We also talked about that husband stitch.
Oh, yes. Women, it's okay to ask for that, but when your husband requests it, that's a no-no. Men do not get to make a decision what
He's
you
not
do down
supposed
there.
to ask for that.
No.
That's what I told Kat. I said, if he tried to do that, I'd be real upset with him if I had to rip my labia a second time.
Yeah. No.
It was unpleasant the first time.
Yeah. I don't even.
Men have it so much easier.
They
They just get
do.
a little bit embarrassed.
They do.
Because it's just two pump chumps.
Yep. I saw a funny, so after, Patrick Mahomes, I am a huge Chiefs fan. I'm pretty sure you watch too.
No.
Here and there, but not like I am ridiculous about it. That's pretty much what it's on my Instagram stories when the Chiefs are playing. But there was a meme about no one can complain about 13 seconds being too short. And I was like, that's so true.
You sent that to me and you're like, I almost peed my
I
pants.
did. I
on
really
it."
almost peed my pants with that one. But there was something else that I just read, and it was something about why do women do this, complain about this, but within why do women take so long to come?
Oh.
It should be built into you. And they replied, why do men only last 1 to 5 minutes? You've been shacking off since you were 12. And I was like, that's pretty good. Like, here's your insult to that. Like, don't judge us. You have been having practice where maybe some of us that were more naive didn't have that practice.
Well, they also act like they're Indiana Jones looking for that, chalice, and they can never find it.
Yes. So, I'm sure our husbands are going to love the talk about...
I can already hear my husband being like, oh, Jesus. Do you know how much I'm going to have this? I'm going to have to edit out. It's going to be like a 10-minute clip. An intro, a champagne pop, and an outro.
Right. We're just going to cut everything.
They also gave us a lot of instructions on how to sign off and how to turn off all of this equipment.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, hopefully we'll remember at the end. But
do you remember half of it?
I know
there's a big red button there.
And another button
there's
there.
Here, and then the one
in
there.
The camera. So, like, when they're doing...
I think we got it.
I think we'll be good, guys. I mean, I'm educated. Are you educated?
School of Hard Knocks.
There you go. Yeah, I think we can do this, guys. Okay, Marie. So one of the reasons I did come over is because, as you guys have heard, Marie is a ridiculous good cook. I am not a horrible cook. I haven't killed anybody, okay? I think I should point that out. I have not killed anybody.
Just preface it with nobody has gotten food poisoning from Kat.
Yeah, no one's got food poisoning.
You do throw a hell of a soiree. I've been to a few.
I can throw a party.
Yeah, you
but
can.
A lot of that is my mommy helping me.
Oh, Vanessa.
Or I know, yes. Hi, Vanessa. We love you. She's watching The Boys, so extra love. And my dad too. But they help with a lot of that partying stuff that I do good of like a theme and getting things like that together in the invites. But when it comes to food, I blank out on what to do, and I just don't understand any of it. And you would think, being from Georgia, that I would be able to cook. And it's not that I don't cook. I cook the same stuff, and it gets very boring, and it gets remedial, and I have the worst techniques possible. So thanks to Marie, I am blessed that she has been teaching me how to cook and has helped me in the kitchen tonight, in her kitchen, showing me new techniques, teaching me like times to cook and how to cook it and how it will look and what it should smell like and everything like that.
We went over how to do roasted garlic.
Yes, because I am a garlicaholic. I think
you love that
Chris
Italian cologne.
Oh my goodness, I love that Italian cologne. I could eat a garlic clove by itself.
It's so healthy for you.
I just love it. And so she was teaching me how to do like roasted garlic differently, helping me with a better way to cook like homemade garlic bread, because I will buy the frozen stuff and just throw it in the oven. So ways to do that. What else have you taught me to cook
how
today?
to recycle things as to not throw them away. Like we had the butter for our garlic bread, and since we had some left over from making our little crostinis, we just threw that into the twice-baked potatoes. I showed her how to make my homemade twice-baked potatoes.
Which is exciting, because we found out Chris has never had twice-baked potatoes. So I've had them at Hereford House and other places, and I've had them from Price Chopper by myself. I guess maybe I just ate him when he was on deployment and I didn't even think about it. But he let us know he's never had twice-baked potatoes, so we're going to see how he likes
He's
those.
like, I don't know. And I'm like, it's a loaded baked potato, but mashed.
And he's like,
Put back in the shell.
Yeah, haven't had that.
It's delicious.
Yes.
Like, what's not to like? And we're having steak and lobster. We are celebrating our Valentine's Day this evening.
Yes.
Because that's what you do when you get old. Mm-hmm. You don't go out.
No.
You do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
But you do it at a fraction of the cost, because then you have a friend who can show you how to make lobster tails.
Yes, because I definitely struggle. And
We
I
also
probably would have burnt either overcooked the lobster where it's going to taste chewy and disgusting.
No, that's why we did the roasted garlic for the garlic butter for it. And I went back over how to do the baked brie with you.
Yes, the baked brie, which I appreciate. So I don't know how many years it's been now, but Marie cooked a baked brie for Chris and I when we came over to their old house. And since then, he's loved it. So I remember the ingredients, but I didn't remember how to cook it as well as she did. So I brought the ingredients over so she could reteach me.
I did.
And it turned out really good.
I made you do it.
Yes, she made me do it all.
It was glorious. I just got to order you around.
I liked it.
There might be something to having this kid thing. Like, go do that.
Yeah. When they get to that age, in which the youngest is now to that age where I'm like, hey, go get mommy that. And he'll bring it to me. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice. I don't have to like go and find it or get it. Now, there's some things they're not going to find. They're, they don't care.
Well, at least it's, different than my childhood because my parents are like, give me a beer.
Oh, no.
Go get my new pack of smokes out of the truck. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was that.
Yeah.
So, Kat, we do have to get some guns in here.
Oh,
which
yes.
Evidently, Keith and I were informed as to Kat and her experience with guns, and that she does have quite a bit more than what we thought, that at this point she just maybe mostly tolerates them, but is not generally ignorant to them. So
No.
take it away.
Okay, so I'm sure Chris has mentioned that, like, I do tolerate them. I'm not, like, I just let it happen. But he's kind of, I will say the word ignorant to the fact of what I grew up around and what my background is. When I was younger, I went to a camp in Georgia, actually called Westminster, and there was a riflery, and I ended up taking it. I ended up taking archery and riflery, and I got ribbons in it.
I used to do archery.
Yeah, and so I can shoot a gun. I can shoot a rifle actually really well. And to this day, I kind of tease him because he consistently forgets of like, well, we need to go to the range. You don't know how to shoot. And I'm like, let me remind you of that time that my dad took us out. It was snowing. It had just snowed, so it wasn't snowing right then, but it had just snowed. My dad grabbed snowballs and was throwing up in the air, and we were shooting his rifle. Chris missed the snowball. My brother missed the snowball consistently. My dad threw it up for me, and I hit it on the first shot.
Yet you questioned the plunger in my bathroom.
Yes, I questioned the plunger in your bathroom because I was like, what is this plunger? Because it wasn't looking right, but it's the coolest plunger, and I'm so easily entertained. I want it.
A rifle with, like, a plunger on the bottom. I think it's called, like...
This doesn't look like a rifle I've used.
It's, like, called, like, the shit blaster or something like that. But, like, when you pull the trigger, it does make a...
It's
sound.
awesome.
It's super funny. We got it in a white elephant gift, but yeah, you're like, I'm not ignorant about guns. Marie, what is this?
Right. Because I was like, it does not look like a rifle I've used because there's a plunger at the end. I'm like, what is this?
Fetch me my musket.
Right. So, right. Yeah. But I know what guns are. I have shot them. I'm going to be honest and saying a lot of it is the kids now that I just don't find the time to, I don't find the time to go and shoot. I don't make the time to do it because I'm not going to say I don't have interest in it because I think it'd be fine to do. But I don't know. I don't see why I need to go. I do think
self-defense.
True. I would know how to do it. So actually, I think this was brought up in the last podcast. Is that Chris was like, oh, I don't know if Kat can do that because you were talking about can someone slide it and how they taught it to you. So he came home, I think it was that night or the day after, and was like, hey, can you slide my gun? I was like, why wouldn't I be able to? He's like, well, some women can't.
No,
and he was like, and I don't think
women can't. Like,
well,
we are physically not built to do this. And I watched my mother struggle and struggle and struggle, and I'm like, she'd eventually finally get it back, but I'm like, boy, so if you were being attacked, would you be like, one sec?
So Chris just learned, this is how Chris learned I'm not as ignorant as they put off. He had me hold it and goes, go ahead, do it if someone's attacking you. And I took the stance and I went, and I didn't have to do the thing, you jam it forward.
It goes back so far. You just punch forward.
No, I didn't punch forward. I slid it. And he goes, did you just slide that? Do it again. Because he thought it was like a one-time thing. He has no idea.
Is it like the 6 hour, like, easy slide, or are you just like that buff?
I don't know if it was the buff or the adrenaline or how I was taught when I was younger kicked into my brain. But yeah, usually I wouldn't be able to,
Move that mouse every now and then.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.
He just mansplained how to use a laptop to us. In my defense, I did text him and be like, your laptop shut off.
Yeah, it did.
And I need, like, a password.
And
that
it said,
way.
like, touch ID. And I was like, yeah, how are you going to touch ID that? But yeah, I don't think we need to mansplain that.
I don't have my husband's password.
I'm going to be honest. I almost think it was like the adrenaline of it and how I was taught. But I almost think maybe I did punch it forward. Like
You just
yeah. But I do remember sliding it the first time I got it. But I think the second time when he told me to do it, so that way it was like more of a, and he was just like, I didn't know you could do all that. I think it shocked him that I do know what I'm doing.
I'm so proud of you.
I do. I think I want to take that class though.
I'll take it with you.
Yeah, I think I would probably prefer a woman's perspective than what I've been taught.
Well, men are douchebags.
Most of them
They
are.
are.
Yes,
Like if you were just like take like a, and I'm not. Let me get this correct. I'm not saying that all men are like that, but you would probably at least get a heckler or two who thinks he's being funny and just having a good time with you. But at the same time, it's like, nah, bro, like, I'm here to learn. Like, stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean. I want to learn. I don't need you heckling me. If I need a heckler,
Oh, you'll come to me.
No. Well, I mean, for a good laugh, yes. Because we all need it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you could tell, Marie and I were talking about this. I am a pushover. I am a people pleaser. I say yes to almost anything. If I could find, like, someone to watch my kids, I try to be there. Or I do hide in a hole, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. My kids are, I can't come out and play. My kids. So
I am D, none of the above.
yeah, so it's good because we balance each other out, because I need someone to remind me that it's okay to stick up for myself and say something to people, and I don't need to worry about their feelings. So it's good. I need that. And so I like our friendship because I need that. I need that.
I will literally tell you to stop it.
Yes, and that's what I need, because we know I can be extra.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I can be extra
It's okay.
mean.
Well, no. We're not mean. You're not mean. I like the truth about it. Because some people they're not okay with that.
I'm very direct.
I like it. Yeah. But see, people like me, that's an Enneagram 9 that is like, and I am hardcore that, where I'm like, I'm a peacekeeper. I don't like confrontation. I see both sides of everything. Like, do not get in my, I don't want to be called out. I need a friend like that, because otherwise I am going to let people walk all over me. And I am known for that. I've let people walk all over me. And then I finally, you've probably seen it, I burst, where like all my emotions come out at once and I get peeved. And I start saying something about somebody. I'm like, I probably should back it up, but I actually really mean it, because I've been bottling it up for, maybe a few hours, a year.
Can't really say I've seen that. There was one occasion at the house where somebody was doing something, like trying to instigate something, and you're just like, I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah, and I did leave. I did.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Yeah.
I left. And that's what I do. I'm just like, I gotta go get the kids. Or, oh, my dogs need to be let out. I swear I think that's why I keep dogs, because I'm like, my dogs need to go out and go potty.
Oh, but you're fine, Kat. Yeah, you're fine.
I know. I do my best. I keep my close friends on one hand, which is I'm good. And then I have, other friends and acquaintances, but I only tell my deep secrets to
Certain
people. You know them.
Yeah.
You know stuff about me that I would not tell other people, which is good.
No,
thanks. Nope.
No.
Nope. So our husbands are probably really comfortable just talking about anything, where there's certain things where I'm like, I don't know if I want to dive into that today.
I don't have a filter. You know how people are like, just because it pops in your head doesn't mean you should say it? I don't have that. I'm like, just like all the time.
I'm usually the opposite, where I'm like, I'm not going to say it. But I did text her, so I listened to the podcast, and she called me out and said, about my pattern leggings, and I texted her and I said, I only have 15 pairs of
That's a
pattern
lot of
leggings.
pairs of pattern
It
leggings.
so is.
It's a
And
lot
then
of
Chris
pairs.
goes, well, how many of those are Disney? So I counted just for y'all.
But you're allowed to love Disney, Kat.
I
Kat
worked for them.
Worked for Disney.
I did.
She was a chipmunk. She got fitted for being
Princess,
a princess.
Yep, I got, yeah. It's funny, though, because you guys are comfortable saying that. So Chris is always like, Kat was in entertainment. This is what she did. Where if someone asks me, I go, I was best friends with. And then I say the characters, and they're like, oh, so you, like, helped them around the parks. I'm like, no, like,
No,
I was
but
up in there. I was up in
Doesn't
there.
Disney
girls.
literally make you talk a certain way? My best friends.
Yes.
Like
so they do.
Snow White.
And also, I was pointed this out by one of my students. So this is funny. I guess I do not realize that I do this still. I do not. I have to do, like, think to do this of pointing with one finger. I still do the 2-finger point. So I still do this. Then my best friend Danielle, when I went to visit her in Universal, you'll have to show me if I do this in any other photos. When we were posing for photos, I guess I put, like, my hand on my hip or stand a certain way in photos because I was mentally trained to do that at 20 to 22. So oh goodness, watch. And Keith just talked to me like, don't touch the mic. Don't move too much.
touched it.
I touched it. But I was physically trained to stand a certain way. So I think I do that in photos. Like, I looked back at some of our photos from the girls' trip and I was like, oh, I do that. And then when I was taking the photo of us in the selfie mode, I was
It's fine.
doing this.
I'm a lush. It's fine. It's fine.
Whereas I'm like, I don't know, I should drink more because I'm already.
She has to take it easy. Wait, no, you know what? You need to drink more.
I do.
What in the...
Oh, I probably should. I'm sorry. Yeah, there. I don't think you guys can see that. There's enough left in there.
The cup is this big. There's this much in it. Mine looks sad.
I will get there. I will get there. I will. I promise.
Drink more faster.
Okay.
Just drink it.
And it's gonna make me sing the Alpha Gam songs.
No,
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Don't sing that shit.
I will
I
not
wasn't
sing
in a
that.
sorority. I don't like females that much.
So that's actually a good topic. Someone asked me, you don't have that many close female friends. How were you in a sorority? I'm gonna be honest.
I would not do well. I'd be in prison for murder.
I think I wasn't because call out Nicole Thomas. If you ever listen to this or see this, I think that's the reason I'm not. Her and a few of the other girls, I think that's why I'm not. Because I really kind of kept to myself. And
I missed that gigantic hole in my face.
the one that the drink goes into.
The one that just is just talking a bunch of shit about you drinking more
Oh,
faster.
that's all right.
Oops.
But I think because of them, I'm not. I mostly did it because I felt like I needed a community. When I went off to Pitt, I only knew Chris and Keith and Joe. I did not know anyone else, and I knew Rachel. I didn't know anyone else. I did know I knew Rachel, which we love you. But I didn't know anybody else, so I was like, this is going to be really awkward. I need to find a community. I was not a fan of the theater community down there. I will up front say that. I don't care who comes at me for it. Not a fan of the theater community down there. So I was like, I'm going to get another subtype of community. And Chris really pushed me towards Alpha Gam because he knew a bunch of the Alpha Gams. And that's how I ended up there. I stuck it out. I felt like I got what I needed.
Couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah.
Couldn't pay me enough. I always had scads and scads of guy friends, tons of them. They were great. And then I moved to North Carolina for a few years. I ended up getting married.
Yeah.
Everything. I went to school out there. That didn't work out. I lost 174 pounds of cheating scum. I came back to Kansas City, and then all of those guy friends that were there for me for all these years and just buddies, I was kidding. You know, this is supposed to be PG-13. I was getting dick pics on the regs. The regs.
I gotta ask this. Were they at least good to look at?
No.
Why do people send that? Why do you think,
Nobody wants
gentlemen?
Nobody wants an unsolicited one.
Right. Gentlemen, no one wants your unsolicited dick pic. Nobody.
Does anybody want the picture I get from my camera angle with my 6 chins? No. That would make babies cry and dogs howl. Nobody wants that. So why you're like,
yeah. Did I manscape enough?
I showed all of them to my mom.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's what moms,
Laughed.
Yes. That's
we
what
laughed. And I'm not friends with any of those guys anymore. Like,
Good.
you ruined it. You ruined it. Like, you were all my friends.
Okay. So since you mentioned North Carolina, have you lived in any other states?
No.
No. Okay. So North Carolina and Kansas.
Yep.
Okay. And Keith has lived in Massachusetts?
No, he's only ever lived here.
Okay.
He's traveled a bunch.
So he travels a bunch, and you've traveled a bunch
with him.
Okay. But your side gig is travel agents, or what do you just know a lot about travel?
Oh, no, I work as a travel agent part-time.
Awesome. Okay. So see, if anybody needs a travel hookup, there's your lady.
My Facebook website is Marie Does Travel.
Marie Does Travel.
I don't really do anything with it, but if you want some deals, I mean, I gotcha. I will one day make money off of it, but for right now, I'm just like, I dabble. I dabble.
Yeah, there you go.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It worked out very nicely.
Yeah.
Like, whenever we wanted
I
to
wish
travel.
we'd travel more. I lived in...
We should do that. I want to do a friend's trip.
Yes, and that's always something we should do.
Because as much as I love traveling with my husband, we can have a nice romantic time. I end up hurting myself. He laughs at me before he makes sure I'm okay. It's all very romantic.
Oh, yes.
I would like to go with some friends.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Go with like me and you and Chris and like Rachel and Alan.
Yeah, see what we can
do.
Yes. Let's get that.
Not anybody else. Not anybody else.
Maria and I are very forefront of who we like to hang out with. As I said, I keep mine very small, and then I get nervous around other people.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Yes, remember that. Quality, not quantity, friends. I do not want to get I was with somebody somewhere, and I was I think it was just at a store waiting in line, and their phone just kept going off and going off and going off. And I was like, do you need to answer that? She's like, oh, no. I have this group of 12 friends, and we just are constantly texting each other. And I'm like, I text my good friend maybe once, twice a week. Like, legitly just checked on the 2 that I've had since college. I talked to my, I think I talked to you the most of anybody else. I'm going to be honest, of friends. Probably because you're right, or, easy to, hey, this is what's going on. I'm frustrated. Let me,
I usually have some Marie-ism to give you.
Yes, Marie-ism. I like it. Yes, I'm good for, I've been with Chris for 17 years, so I have, just deal with it. But according to your husband and others, I'm kinky, and Chris isn't like most married men. So we'll just leave it at that because I have to keep it PG-13. But in my defense, because I've heard our friend Hunter that's on these podcasts say it, I've heard your husband say it, I am not a nympho, and I'm not as kinky as people probably perceive with the way everyone teases Chris about, oh, well, you know.
Oh, honey, I just think your husband is a very lucky man. Whereas I'm more of the, ew, get away from me.
It doesn't take me
type.
much as Chris, it just doesn't take me much.
No, it's great that after, 16, 17 years, you guys are still so into each other?
17.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's
I mean-
great. Not that I'm not into Keith.
But,
I love you so much.
but you know what? You're okay being called the wife, whereas I'm like, no, I've done that time. Do not call me that. I haven't, so, there's differences.
Well, we haven't even been married a year yet.
There you go. See?
May 1st is coming up.
Yay!
That was fun. I told everybody, I'm like, if you hear Mayday, Mayday coming from the groom suite, that is in no way a distress call. He is so excited. Pretty sure he sweat through his shirt and his suit jacket.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris was more worried about everyone drinking
too much. The magic
too
unity candle.
That was awesome. I'm sorry. I was like, this is the best thing just sitting here watching this. I don't know if I could have laughed harder.
So Keith and I, we're both Catholic, but because we're older, we're both 35. We turned 36 this year. And we've been living together in sin for 5 years. We were like, the whole church wedding it so wasn't necessary. So we just decided to have our wedding and our reception in one venue, which is super convenient for everybody. And it was lovely and it saved money. But in order to keep with our faith, we did try to keep as much of the ceremony as Catholic as possible. So there was no sit, stand, kneel. Everybody didn't have to do that. We still did the prayer. We actually used the prayers and the readings from like the Book of Genesis and everything that were used in his parents' wedding. And we also did the unity candle lighting. And Keith could not light his unity candle. And we had a videographer and I had a little microphone. I'm pretty sure you heard me telling Keith, like, I remember the first time I lit a candle. And Keith was like, he didn't have it in there far enough. Like, his candle eventually, like, ended up, like, putting out the flame. And so then I had to take Keith's candle and light it. Maybe Keith will edit this video to where that picture of me going...
Yes.
Where I'm lighting a picture go whoosh, like on the front, because man, did everybody that could see me laugh. Like,
I was rolling. I was back there, like, behind, like, so the usher sat here in front of me, and there was, like, a seat behind them, so instead of sitting with them, because I didn't want to take a seat from a spouse that might show up, I sat behind while, like, Chris was up there in the front. And I could see clear as day because there was no one in front of me. And I was rolling. Like, I was back there covering my mouth like...
Well, I was sitting there lighting the candles and I did this.
It was great.
To the crowd.
It was great.
And, of course, everybody that came to the wedding knows me and knows how I am. And I don't have to say it. The rest of my face will say it. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew exactly what... thinking.
It was great and it was fun.
This motherfucker can't even light a candle.
And I remember I couldn't drink much because I was going to be the DD. I ended up driving Chris back and Alan back and Rachel back, and I was like, I can't drink much, but I did have at least 2 before and then letting it soak out. But I found a basement in your venue, and it was the coolest thing. Everyone's like, why are you going down there? It's haunted.
There's a parlor.
Don't go down. I'm like, I'm going down there and exploring this. And I did. I went down there and explored it. I found the bathroom down there. Nobody else was in that bathroom. It was amazing. This venue was hopping. I was excited about it.
I wish you would have told me about that, or told me and my mom, because my mom got like super mad that somebody's kid like peed all over the toilet and on the floor.
Oh, there was kids down there.
It's like,
yeah.
My mom was like, I guess she was like real diligent about cleaning the bathroom. She's like, Marie's going to have to come in here and go pee. And I had a big ball gown dress. And
yeah, there was kids going down there. I remember actually when I went down there, I was like, this looks like somebody's been down here. I think I cleaned up after some stuff that was on the ground.
I tried to make it a no kid wedding.
It happens. And it works.
Keith was like, no, you can't do that because, well, we have flower girls. And I'm like, they're not staying the entire time.
Yeah.
Also, they're a part of the wedding party.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, we also have people coming from out of town who have to bring their kids. I'm like, that's because literally anybody else who could watch their kids will actually be at the wedding. So But I'm like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. And it's like, and Keith, we just had to come to that consensus. Like, at our age, literally everybody has kids. And so you have to stop having it in your mind, like, no kids.
I was happy to keep my kids at home.
I figured most people would take delight in that. Be
yes.
like, I get a night of dinner, dancing, and free drinks. Keith's Italian. Of course, there was an open bar.
Yes. Yep. There was an open bar. My husband took that. And then there was alcohol up in the groom suite still. So they were taking advantage of that.
My brother brought a fanny pack full of Fireball shots.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure my father-in-law was drunk before the ceremony. Joe, if you're listening, you are a master at playing that shit off.
Oh, I loved it. He was amazing.
My brother was not supposed to do that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He had a whole lecture from my mom about doing that. Need to not listen.
Yeah. All right. So what else? We were supposed to talk about. We want you to start a cooking YouTube.
Oh, yeah. So Keith has been on me about doing a cooking channel on YouTube because I will never ask anybody to go out and buy something that I don't use like Monday through Friday. The only time I ever buy special ingredients is like the holidays or like tonight. Kat wanted to know how to make my baked brie, which I think I made around a holiday. Things like that, but mostly it's anything that you would use on a day-to-day basis. Butter, flour, cream mushroom soup, frozen veggies, chicken, whatever. But then also recycling your leftovers, taking odds and ends and making it. So now that I have agreed to do all of this, I am procrastinating on doing my first video. And so tonight was a good test run for me with Kat because I don't really have any experience in telling people how to do stuff in the kitchen. So this is a good experience for me. And I'd start something and be like, oh, wait, you need to do this. Kat, you cut up that baguette.
Yes. And it's been awesome because there's things that like I wouldn't have thought to do. So her being like, hey, remember to do this, or hey, you do this, and like knowing how to do things.
Save your bacon grease.
Yes, save your bacon grease. Yes, we're gonna start doing that.
The cast iron is your friend.
Cast iron's my friend. You don't have to just use it for chili. I can use it for other things. Kristen is chili in that cast iron pan.
You have a cast iron, and you only use it for chili.
If I can remember right, I don't think we've used it for anything else. I could be corrected on the next thing. I'm telling you, I don't know if we've used it for anything else.
You use that thing for breakfast. Cook your bacon in it, and then when you're done with your bacon, you cook your eggs in it, and then they fry in that bacon grease, and it makes them extra
that sounds
delicious.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Well, we're supposed to go downstairs and finish making dinner.
Okay, we're gonna go downstairs and finish making dinner, and we're gonna
go
up.
make our steaks, and I'm gonna finish showing Kat how to do the garlic butter with the roasted garlic. We've already made our twice baked potatoes. I made my chocolate cake.
Yes. Oh, thank you for that. Chris is so excited.
I call it my Matilda cake because every time I go to take a slice of it, I'm just thinking Brucey.
Yes, Brucey.
Because that's legit what it looks like. I mean, it is 3 layers, and it looks like the
We'll
cake from the movie
take a picture,
Matilda.
and then maybe Keith can slide it in, or we'll find some way to show it because it's awesome.
Man, that thing is good.
I'm
Heat it up for like 30 seconds with a big scoop of ice cream.
Yes.
Starving now. We're leaving.
Yeah. We're signing off.
I'm sorry if you are all bored to tears.
Yes, but it's been fun.
Kat should have drank more. I blame her.
You know what? I think we should do a takeover again, probably when I'm a little bit more toasty.
Yeah.
I feel like I did talk about stuff though that I probably really
You
wouldn't
introduced
usually.
yourself, which is good.
Which is good.
You introduced yourself. You introduced me a little bit better to the community and let them know that I am essentially an asshole.
No, she's not. She is amazing. I however am a pushover, and I am learning well to be better.
I won't let anybody walk on you.
I think everybody's now learned I am probably the pervert of the relationship. There we go.
You are.
I am the pervert. I'm
You're
sorry.
Kinky.
Right, as Keith called me Kinky. He calls me Kinky Cat now. Great. I have that nickname forever.
Well, you wanted to be called by your name.
I
so now we
did.
got one for you.
Now we're going to be calling him Kinky Cat.
Yum,
KK. No. Oh, no. Now we got
Oh, we did it. We got it.
Okay.
We're good. Okay,
All
we
right.
got to shut this shit
so
down.
as my husband, how does your husband sign off? Do you remember?
No.
I don't remember. Have a good one. Mine says have a good one. I am not going to say that.
Have a great night.
Cheers.
Happy Valentine's Day. Cheersy cheers.
Cheersy cheers.
We're going to go finish this bottle.
And we're going to cook our
Without
steaks
you.
and lobsters.
Bye.
Okay, so bye.